Hello, today's fabulous sporting challenge is going to be how to use a compass to find direction and our way around whilst we're outdoors. So one of the most important features on a compass is the arrow. If you notice, in the middle there is a little arrow. It's split red and white. And how a compass works is the red arrow will always point to magnetic north. So what I have here is a movable bezel, they call it, this ring, which moves around. And you see I'm going to line up the tip of the red arrow with this little, it looks like a bit of a shed on the spinning ring. This is called putting red in the shed, or what it does is it lines the north arrow up with the bearing markings on that ring. So you can see there we have north, east, south, west. So whenever I pick a compass up, I want to move it round to get red in the shed, and then that allows me to know which way is north and where all the other directions are. The next thing I'm going to do, if you see on the base plate there's this long arrow, this is our direction of travel. So if I want to go that direction, point that in that direction, I'm then going to spin my base, the ring round so that red is in the shed. I'm lining my north arrow up with the directions on the ring. I now know that the direction I want to go in is, if you look at it, it's about 20 degrees, so just off north. So I can now walk in that direction, knowing which direction I'm going in. So looking in that direction, the 20 degrees, I'm going to look up, and actually I've got that tree in front of me. I'm going to use that as a visual guide. I'm going to walk towards it, so I don't need to be staring at my compass the whole time. Once I get to the tree, I'll look down at my compass, put red in the shed again, and I follow on. Let's get around the other side of the tree so it's not in the way. Line it up. There we go. So my direction of travel arrow still pointing in that direction. I've got the north arrow, the spinning arrow, lined up with the shed, or the bearings in the ring. Looking straight ahead for, there we go, I'm going to walk towards that tree there, and that's still my direction of travel. So where is it? This is the tree that we're heading towards, just here. So now that I've reached my tree, I might want to go back the way I came. I can do that by reversing to my compass. I've not moved the ring, everything's locked in place. So I'm going to have a quick look and see how we can do that nice and easily. So looking down on my compass, this was the direction of travel I was going in. So I've reached my tree. If I want to retrace my steps, very simply, I'm going to spin it round. So now the white part of the compass is in the shed, and that will give us what we call a back bearing. That will take me back the way I came from. When we look over there, we can see the little cherry tree and the shed that I started in. So we make that out. Back we go. So if I decided I wanted to go east, I would set east as my direction by spinning the ring, and then move the compass until I have the north red arrow in the little shed, and now my direction of travel arrow, this one coming out the front, tells me Oh, the ropes course is east, so I'm going to head off that way. But what if I didn't know what bearing I wanted to walk into, but I knew the landmark that I was heading towards, maybe the forest, maybe the tip of a mountain. Let's have a look at how we'd plan that into a compass. So we can just make out my car in the distance there. I want to set my compass to head me back there. So that would be the direction of travel. What I would do now, very simply, spin this round so that the red is in the shed. The red arrow is over that little red building looking piece. Let's look up again. Is that the direction I want to go in? Yep. Okay, so now I can follow my compass, and any point I think I've lost track, I'll look down at the compass and that will lead me in that direction. Maybe the visibility isn't brilliant, or we're planning a route without actually being there. So we can use a map. When you have a map, it's always laid out with the top of the page is north. So any writing will be the correct way up. We know that upwards on a map is always north. So if I decided I wanted to walk along this path, I would set my direction of travel arrow there, and these lines going up are north. I'm going to line them up, tricky to do one hand, with these lines in the ring, because all of them are pointing up. Let's go. And spin that around a little bit more. There we go. So my norths are all lined up. My direction of travel is along that path. So I now know that is about a 70-degree bearing. So I can have this on my compass, and that will walk me along the line of that path. Now that might seem like an awful lot of information, but the best thing I can recommend is go out and practice. The more you use these skills, the easier they'll become and the more sense they'll make. Even if it's just looking down to the red spinning arrow, that will give you a good idea of what north is, and that will just help you get an idea of the surroundings that you're in. Go out, give it a try. We look forward to seeing your results.